Well, that's pretty good right there.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're just pretending that people are here.
Well, and I'll check this out. Let's see here.
He can check to see how many people log in, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's the other thing.
that would be nice.
That's not showing. So let's see if I replay.
And I can turn the light off if that will help.
Don't you test your volume real quick? Don't you test your volume?
Oh, okay. I can try and talk.
That was you.
You did it.
All right. So
That's
it's
not
working.
logging
It's
in.
live.
Okay. Let me see if I can get this to wake up. Touch.
We did this all on our own. We're streaming live.
Mhm.
Oh, I thought I did one.
Turn off. Why don't I turn it off? And then I'll try and turn it on. I did this 3 other times earlier to make sure I knew what to do, and now it's not doing it. Uh-oh.
I love that poster. Did you, did the eye? Is this, Apple TV?
Yeah. But it's not.
You may need
syncing
Jeff.
enough.
Okay.
We'll see. I've done this 3 times, went to sleep, and now it's.
There you
Oh,
go.
there it goes. It just, I had to go off and come back on again this time.
Which one is it? You got it?
Yes,
Okay.
it's MC Mobile. So
Got it.
thank you.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yay. So Brian, you can tell people dial in, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's like everything's going off. See if I can remove it.
See, you can see it's recording right here. This is how many participants we have.
And the one is you.
I don't know if it's me anymore or not, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, we can go ahead and get started.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you have it, Brian.
Yeah.
Do you want to, where we keep it?
Yeah, I can.
Say.
Hello, I'm Linda Roslansky,
And I'm Lauren Sell.
and we are very happy to be presenting in the schools and teaching the kids how to be safer. Our mission is to prevent pain and save lives in as many kids as we possibly can. And as you know, there's a lot of information that you hear out in the news. One story is the USA Gymnastics, and it's just happening too often. Our statistics that we talk about, the kids are learning stop, drop, and roll and fire safety every year throughout the school year, but only 1 in 105 kids ever face fire on themselves. But it's taught every single year. The same goes for active shooter lockdowns, and those numbers are more like 1 in 54,000 schools ever experience that. But that again is taught multiple times every single year. The same goes for tornado drills, even CPR classes in the older kids, and the possibility of that happening are those statistics are pretty rare. But in assault, that 1 in 4 girls experience assault before they're 18, and 1 in 10 boys. So we generalize and say 1 in 7 kids. So that's about 4 to 6 kids in every classroom who might be facing this. But there are just no programs except this that are non-scary, they're fun and effective, and they're short, and the kids are enjoying it throughout the class. They're having fun with us, and they're not afraid. But we just want to be able to get to every kid. If you're looking at 46 kids in every classroom, we feel very strongly about this program.
Mm-hmm. So the history behind the founder was Al Horner, and he was a Navy SEAL. And a friend of his had a daughter that was going to college, and he approached Al because Al was a former Navy SEAL and said, "Can you teach my daughter some kind of prevention moves to keep her safe while she goes to college. And of course, Al kind of designed a little tutorial for her. And 2 weeks following Al's training, she was assaulted and she was able to get away. So that just sparked a whole train of continued training for Al. And since then, he has a book that he wrote, and this covers all the Not Me protocol, the Not Me training that we do from the high school classes all the way through adults. And then in 2011, there were so many moms who would come to the classes that they wanted something for their children. So he started to work with doctors and psychologists, counselors, psychiatrists, and other professionals to help create this program to prevent pain and teach children how to recognize groomed assaults and make sure how to recognize it and then how to stop it. And 90% of the assaults that will happen to a child or a student under the age of 18 would be groomed assaults by someone they know or kind of know.
And so many of the classes for kids were taught in doctors' offices and Girl Scout troops. And after some time, the doctors had said, this is really something that all kids need to hear, not just the lucky ones who are able to have parents or somebody bring them to the classes. So they just encourage us to start working with the schools. And thankfully, we've been able to pilot programs. We started in Minnetonka last spring, and the feedback was overwhelming and so strong that we started to roll out in the rest of the schools. And we're hoping to be able to offer that to Hopkins as well.
You know, how we're trying to prevent pain, like I mentioned earlier, is to teach the children how to recognize some of the stages of groomed assaults. And we want to prevent this because so much of the pain of these assaults lead to anxiety and depression, fear, withdrawal from people and friends, and other risky or challenging behavior. Poor academics, relationship struggles, substance abuse, exploitations, trafficking, suicide, and more. So the pain from this is significant, and there's an easy way to prevent it, which is just to teach students how to recognize it and how to get away from it.
Go ahead and play this, yeah.
This is our website. It's superhero-kids.org. There's a lot of great information here. But there's a video here that we'll show you, and you can also look at on your own. Let's see. I did check earlier.
There it goes.
Still.
Okay. Sometimes the volume, there it is here. It's up here. PC mobile loud. Okay.
When they get it, it's gonna blast.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's okay. This is an easy thing to see on, to go look on the website. It's right there.
Yeah. And we could just
Sorry.
we can just go ahead and start in the class.
Yeah. So the website's easy to go and look up, superhero-kids.org, and the video's right there for you to check. So we're going to start it.
There are a few sound effects in the class also, and we can explain those when we get through it. So this is actually what we would be teaching to the K-3 classes in the school.
This is how to be your own hero. These children look normal on the outside, but on the inside, they have some superpowers, super strengths that can help to keep them safe.
Today, we learn how you can be safer when away from your trusted adult.
This is such a fun time of your life. There's so many activities that you do without your trusted adults around.
So we talk a little bit about some of the activities kids are starting to do. Here are some examples, and then we'll ask them to share some ideas. One might be riding in a car with somebody other than mom or dad. It could be getting dropped off at an activity. It could be going to a friend's house to play. Birthday parties. There's a variety of things that we start to get suggestions from the kids.
Even just playing in the backyard or at a playground by themselves or in their room by themselves. And then we also talk about being on their own where their trusted adult, like that parent or supervisor, isn't right there with them all the time. So we talk about that a lot too. New activities mean new choices. So, yep, you are, as the child, get to do so many different things on your own where you're the one in charge. Some of those choices are about being safer.
So then we talk a little bit about what rules the kids already know that help keep them safe. And there's some examples up here, and we might have them raise hands, and somebody would say life jacket, crosswalks, wearing helmets, and seatbelts. And we talk a little bit about that, just so they recognize that they already have some rules that they follow to help keep them safer.
Then we create a character, Sam. And Sam is our character that will help us learn about how to be safer. So the kids have a great time interacting to design their own character, maybe with purple skin and red hair and crazy outfit. You could change. They first vote if Sam is going to be a boy or a girl. So sometimes Sam could be a girl or a boy too. Sam's going to help us learn to be safe.
So here's where we introduce the 2 rules when away from trusted adults. And for the younger kids, we'll even clarify and talk a little bit about who their trusted adults are. We'll get to that part too, but just so they understand who we're talking about when we say trusted adults. So the first rule will pop up here is called the feelings rule. And the second rule is the swimsuit rule. And we'll have them say it again. Any of the print that comes up flashing, we'll have the kids say over and over again, just so they start remembering what those 2 rules are.
The feelings rule means there's no actions from others that make you feel uncomfortable. Let's talk about that word uncomfortable. Uncomfortable can mean lots of different things. There are lots of feelings that mean uncomfortable. So then we have a discussion with the kids to see what these faces kind of reflect about being uncomfortable. Maybe when you feel sick to your stomach, or sometimes maybe you're just really sad. That feels uncomfortable. Sometimes you could be angry or frustrated or shy feels uncomfortable too. Then we also talk about how sometimes when you're happy, that doesn't feel uncomfortable, but sometimes you do feel uncomfortable on the inside, but you act happy or silly on the outside to kind of cover up from those uncomfortable feelings. Bored is another one that sometimes you just kind of shut down if you're feeling uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. We really want them to trust that feeling of uncomfortable. And then we compare it to animals. When animals are uncomfortable and they are not feeling safe, the first thing they do is to get away. Like a bunny rabbit, if a bunny's uncomfortable, the bunny's ears are going to go up and pay attention, and they just take off fast. The same goes for a deer. But deer is uncomfortable, it gets away really fast. Here's another one, a pheasant. We talk about if the pheasant is going to stick around to see if the dog wants to make friends, and the kids think this is kind of funny. They say, no, the pheasant or the bird's going to want to get away really fast. And then the last one is kind of fun. It's a unique animal, and they think this is kind of cute too. But if a kangaroo rat is uncomfortable, that kangaroo rat is going to hop away really fast.
So Sam can trust his or her feelings to stay safe too. Where on Sam's body may she feel uncomfortable? So we brainstorm with the kids and think about places on your body where you feel those feelings of uncomfortable, and then we kind of go through the slide. Maybe she has an upset stomach or tears for crying. She may get a headache or feel dizzy. She could get goosebumps. Her heart could beat fast. She could get shaky legs. She could have sweaty palms. She could have a tight throat that makes it hard to talk. If Sam is uncomfortable, her body will feel it. These body feelings could be a warning signal that the feelings rule is being broken. So her feelings could be giving her a warning signal, and her body could be giving her a warning signal that the feelings rule could be broken.
So then we go to the second rule, which is the swimsuit rule. And the swimsuit rule are no secrets involving any swimsuit areas. And we also clarify that that could be any areas on a body that's covered up and is private. If there are any secrets involving those areas that are covered up and private, about touching, about talking, about looking at, or showing any of those areas, then that's breaking the swimsuit rule. That we really hone in on the secret part. If any of those things that are covered up are being talked about or looked at, and they're being told it's a secret, then that's breaking the rule.
If Sam can't talk about something with their trusted adult, that's when it's a secret, and it breaks the swimsuit rule.
If the feelings rule or the swimsuit rule is being broken, we call that a yuck moment.
Then we have a yucky face with the kids, and they say, yuck. Then there's a big sound effect, yuck.
So what will Sam do to stop the yuck moment? If Sam's having a yuck moment, Sam's going to need to get away and tell. And this is a really fun interactive piece. There's a loudometer here, and it will, if the kids all say get away and tell together really loud, that bar will go up, and we'll try to have a contest to see if they can get it all the way up.
That's the main strategy we repeat. We're teaching the feelings rule, the swimsuit rule, and the strategy for Sam, if he or she's having a yuck moment, is to get away and tell. So we really make sure they practice this a lot. Sam's stories will show us how this works. Sam stories will be like a rolling kind of game that we play where we go through some scenarios that the character Sam could experience. Many of these people listed here would be common people that could do some grooming or around Sam that could have some grooming that would lead to an assault. So it could be a relative, a neighbor, a person from activities, a person from school, a person from a religious center, or a friend. And then these are the scenarios that we go through. These are the things that we say for each of the situations. Maybe one of those people was showing an uncomfortable picture on the computer to Sam. Maybe one of those people was touching swimsuit areas of Sam's or having Sam touch their swimsuit areas. Maybe there was some hitting or hurting on Sam's body. Maybe there was some looking at swimsuit areas, either having them look at Sam's swimsuit areas or having Sam look at their swimsuit areas. Maybe Sam was just receiving more gifts or attention than others. Maybe someone was asking Sam to go alone with them without their parents' permission or their trusted adults' permission. And those are the things we say. We don't get into any more details than that. Those are the things that we mention. So to talk about the uncomfortable behavior.
So first we find out who broke the rule. And it's here, it shows person from activities, what happened, showing an uncomfortable computer picture. And we'll say, so what if Sam is with somebody from an activity? It could be any kind of activity. And let's say that person wanted to show Sam some uncomfortable pictures on the computer. What rule is being broken? And the kids help with this. Is the swimsuit rule being broken or the feelings rule? And in many cases, it could be both rules are being broken. And then we ask, well, then what's Sam going to do? This is the part where we want them to shout, get away and tell. And then we can repeat it and go through all the stories that we talked about in the first slide. So here it's a person from school that's going alone with somebody without permission. So the example we give, let's say Sam is a neighbor or somebody, a person from school wants Sam to go, hey, Sam, come in my car. Let's go get some ice cream, or let's just go someplace. And well, Sam doesn't remember having a plan, doesn't remember talking to mom or dad about that. So what rule is being broken? Swimsuit rule or feelings rule? Feelings rule. So then what will Sam do? Get away and tell.
Good job. What may Sam hear during a yuck moment? Sam could hear it's a secret, or someone would get in trouble, or someone will be mad or sad. Sam might hear something would be taken away, or I won't like you anymore, or no one will believe you. Those things sound yucky. Those are giving Sam a warning signal that a rule may be broken. And that's what this says. If Sam hears someone saying these kinds of yucky things, that could be a warning signal that the feelings rule or the swimsuit rule is being broken.
So then what will Sam do to stop the yuck moment? And here we go again. We'll say, get away and tell. And we do that a couple times, and they love watching the bar go up high. So then we talk about how Sam can get away. Sam could make up excuses to get away. Sam could say, I have to go to the bathroom. I have to leave. Sam could say, oh, I feel sick. I don't feel good. I need to leave. There's some other examples like that too, like I have to let the dog out. We talk a little bit about that. And then this one, we demonstrate a little bit. We call this power hands. No, stop. And we practice that with the kids. They think that's kind of fun. Or simply, Sam could run away. And we also practice this a little bit. We'll say yuck moment. And then they all say, get away and tell and run. And just to get their wiggles out a little bit.
It's okay for Sam to make up an excuse to get away when he's feeling uncomfortable, but that takes courage. This is where we clarify that if it's a matter of their safety, that it's okay to make up an excuse to get them away from a dangerous situation or something that's making them feel uncomfortable. But how powerful and courageous that is to do. Then we brainstorm, who can Sam tell? Sometimes we'll go through these and then we'll try and think of some more. So maybe there's a coach, a grandma, parents, or a teacher, and then we give them an opportunity to turn and talk and see what other people they could come up with. A trusted friend or a friend's parents or an aunt or an uncle that they're especially close with. What we often talk about, though, is it needs to be a trusted adult. That if you want to talk to another friend, you can come alongside that friend, but a friend's not going to be able to help solve the problem. It needs to be an adult. It's a kid's job to get away and tell, and it's an adult's job to help solve the problem.
So again, we clarify, Sam might need to tell more than one trusted adult to get that yuck moment to stop. In fact, Sam might have to tell every single one of Sam's trusted adults to get that yuck moment to stop.
Telling might be difficult. Sam might feel that no one would believe a child. Sam may like this person and other people may like this person. Sam may feel embarrassed. Sam may feel left out. Sam may be afraid of getting into trouble. Sam may have something or some activity taken away. But Sam telling a trusted adult is the right thing to do to get the yuck moment to stop. And that takes courage. The yuck moment can't stop unless Sam gets away and tells someone.
And then we talk about how Sam can tell, and we have them help us with this. Sam could simply just ask to talk to somebody. Sam could use a phone and call somebody, and we clarify this doesn't mean that every kid has to get a phone. It's just an example if they can have access to a phone. If that's more comfortable, Sam can call somebody. Sam could draw a picture. And sometimes waiting till bedtime is a little more comfortable for Sam to talk to mom or dad or a trusted adult, even writing a letter. We give an example. There were a couple girls having a yuck moment at school, and they were more comfortable writing a letter to their principal, and that principal helped get that yuck moment to stop. Oh, snarf plat. They think this is kind of fun. This is just simply a code word that in Sam's family they have to know that that Sam might have something really important to talk to right away in private. The other example we use is if Sam is at a friend's house and just has access to a phone or says snarf plat, then Sam's parents know to come and pick them up right away. Another case would be if somebody comes up to Sam and says, your mom and dad, they're really sick. They were in an accident. They asked me to come and pick you up. Well, if they don't know the code word, then Sam knows that this was not part of the plan.
Sam has many ways to tell to stop a yuck moment, but it does take courage. Let's review the safety plan that you made for Sam. We review what are the 2 rules that kept Sam safe: the feelings rule and the swimsuit rule. Right. How could Sam get away? We review. Sam could yell, "No, stop," with power hands. Sam could make up an excuse and say, "I feel sick," or "I have to go to the bathroom." And Sam could just run away. Right.
And then same thing, we review who Sam could tell, and they help us remember some of the people that Sam could tell. So superheroes do something difficult to help themselves and others. What must Sam do to be a superhero kid? And they're usually ready for this too, and they get to yell it again.
Get away and tell. When you get away and tell, then you are a superhero kid.
And this is the part in the presentation that it transfers from Sam over to the kiddos. So if a yuck moment ever happens to the kids, then we say it's not your fault.
And then this is the quiet moment where, again, we're trying to get them to transfer this to themselves. Let's close our eyes and think of 3 trusted adults that you could tell. So then we close our eyes, and then they raise their fingers to show 3 trusted adults that they have. And sometimes this takes a couple moments for them to think of some people that they have in their lives at school and at home that they could tell. So superhero kids, get away and tell if they ever feel uncomfortable. That's how.
Yeah, so that's it really for the kindergartners through 3. And I don't think we were going to go into the 4 through 6 at this point. Does that sound okay?
Many times I just talk about, we changed the feelings rule to creep meter, is what we call it in the 5th grade, the 4th and 5th grade program. And then we go through the kind of the patterns of the assaults for stranger versus a known person assault. So there's certain patterns that we teach the kids to make them aware so they can recognize the stages of the sequence that typical assaults follow. Then they know to recognize them and say, oh, no wonder this feels uncomfortable. And at any moment, then you get away to avoid that. So the strategy is the same, to get away and tell someone. And then we also cover internet gaming, which is another way that strangers are trying to get closer. We also talk about being closer than normal connections with kids, and any kind of computer interactions, text messaging, pictures, those sorts of things. And then we also talk with the stranger assaults. We also teach the kids about overcoming the initial freezing moment with a gun or a weapon. So we call that gun run, when if they were ever kind of confronted with a weapon, just to know to run away from that immediately. So we practice that so that kids don't freeze at that moment. So the safest thing is to get away from any danger that you feel. So we kind of go through that with 4th and 5th grade. So those are the main things. Usually we take some questions and things like that, but the best thing to refer to is the parent guide. Has a lot of resources and other practicing strategies that parents can follow up with at home with their kids.
And then what are the books?
Oh, so the books are we just refer to with the Allie Reisman with the assaults that went on with the the USA gymnasts.
Yeah, and so there's a quote in there that she says, "I wish somebody had talked to me about the warning signs of a sexual predator. Do they make you feel uncomfortable?" So we have that same uncomfortable word in our program. Do they touch you in ways you don't like? Do they give you gifts? Do they ask you not to tell other people about things they do? That's that secret part. Do they seek to be alone with you when it's not necessary? Do they take advantage of their position of authority? So we don't read this. It's just to help parents put in perspective of how the significance of this program. And this was written after after this program. So it's just amazing to hear that what Allie and these other girls were feeling were exactly what we're talking about. And these are books that Al wrote that we can leave with you guys and give out too. So
Yeah. Thank you.
Worked out well.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.